I think Bittensor is a really interesting example of, it's kind of like Lord of the Flies, but with AI. You have this like pressure cooker of people working. You get to see people's opinions come to the fore. You get to see things expressed in code or emissions or weights or behaviors on the network. And I think being at the, coming into the center of a decentralized project, it's very different from a Web 2.0 environment. There's space for everyone to add their unique behavior. If you're a bit of a disruptive genius, you can be a red teaming hacker that's actually adding value to the network in a decentralized project. You can be a virtuous white knight building, code for the community and giving stuff open source, or you can be a sort of slightly sour 1980s businessman hoarding your wealth in a corner. And what's really interesting is everything seems to equalize. Like every good comes with a bad. Anybody who's sort of trying to defend their own position, others will equalize to call them out. And the community is very self-regulating. There was an example of a subnet project that I think one group was trying to promote at their own behest. Most of the community saw it was a bit of a shill, nonsensical, and completely withdrew support. And the nature of Yuma consensus means that these people trying to exploit the network couldn't because of the role of the community. So this equalizing force of good and bad within the community, I think, is really interesting, and it shows how much people care. Like, perhaps untraditionally to major projects, there's been a lot of what I would call constructive criticism in Bittensor. Some of the biggest holders on social media, on Discord, on Twitter have actively called out elements of the project they don't believe in, which is the inverse behavior you'd have to usual shareholders who would never talk badly about their investments. So I think it's really interesting that you almost have activist investors trying to push the project to be better in the same way as you have the enthusiastic people who believe it's the best thing and won't hear anything otherwise. So that diversity of community, keeping itself honest, self-regulating, and sort of helping everybody to get better piece by piece has been really interesting for me to watch.